Hi, today I want to show you how I do the jobs to be done with my little twist inside of it, and most importantly, how to use it after you've done all your interviews, you have your report and everything is done. So what is job to be done very quickly? It's just a way to do customer interviews to truly understand their pain, their problem, and where they are coming from. So it's not about trying to do a survey to see what your next feature will look like. It's really to understand their reality, and that your sole purpose after that is try to solve their problems and not necessarily create a product. It's good for your marketing, it's good for your sales, it's good for your customer service, it's good for your product roadmap. But how do you do that? First of all, what is the little twist that I added to that? So when I was looking to do jobs to be done interviews, there's so much content out there, and at the same time, there's nothing out there that really helped me. So I just look around, I read, I did courses, podcasts, the whole shebang that you're probably doing right now. And nothing really made it crystal clear for me on how to do it well. So I did it for myself, but I twisted it with the mom's test. The mom's test is essentially just a way that you're going to ask questions and engage in the conversation to know the truth, what people are really thinking, instead of them trying to be polite, trying to be nice, trying to give you ideas, trying to cheer you on, because you've done that over and over again. You ask, hey, this is my product idea, this is the context, this is what it's going to solve, is it good? People are like, wow, that's amazing, best idea in the century, and then you're not able to sell a single product, you're not able to push it off the shelf. So we don't want this type of conversation. This is useless conversation. What we want is this. What we want is a type of guideline that makes sure that you cut the compliment out, you cut the fluff out, you cut the ideas out, and you don't pitch, you don't sell, you don't educate anyone about what you're doing. You're trying to get into their brains. That's the main goal that we want. So I created this guideline for myself with the jobs to be done in a mom's test together. And what I want out of that is two things. That's it. I want a cinematographic timeline of what people do when they buy. So the first ever time in their life that they had the thought of a solution, or that they know the solution exists, where were they? What were they thinking? Who were they with? What happened? I'll do it in all the events that happen before they buy, and the buying process, what that looks like. I'm going to show you what I want out of it and what that can look like. It will be something like this. So it's simple, but to get there, you need to see the pattern and see the information that people gives you. So the start, what happened, what are the choices that they had in front of them, what they did, how they made a decision. Some people will compare you to the competitors. Who are those competitors? How do they compare you? Do they just Google stuff, or are they going to Trustpilot to see the stars, or do they talk to you about two people around them that are in the same situation? So how does that look like? What do they do exactly? And when they are buying, is it them that are buying? Do they need an internal process to buy? What role of the person that is buying, etc. So I want to understand fully this timeline, and I want to, after understanding that timeline, pull out 4 forces that play a role into the buying process. So the push, so what was the struggle or the problem that made them want to seek a solution? The pull, so what was the thing that attracted them to the particular solution that we can offer them? The anxiety, so what was the concerns for them to try to seek a solution or change the way that they were doing things? And inertia, so what is the thing that make them stuck? Classic example for inertia will be that they don't know that they even have a problem. They don't know that they shouldn't suffer that way, or that it shouldn't take weeks to do something. They can do it in 5 minutes. So that's the type of inertia. So that's what you want. You want a timeline, a perfect timeline that you understand what is done, what they are thinking, who they are with in the context of the buying process, and you want the 4 forces that play a role inside of that. And then you're gonna have something that will look like this. You're going to have a report of the jobs to be done. To get there, you don't need 100 interviews. From 5 to 10 interviews, you're going to hear a little bit the same timeline. That would start to look a little bit the same. The forces in play will also be very similar. And once you hear the same timeline and forces on repeat, what you're actually hearing is patterns. So once you have the pattern, you can create your report with it and you can create your timeline. So what you want to have is obviously your job statement, the main one, the secondary one, emotional and social ones. But the juicy part is what they want, what they're looking for, what makes them buy, what holds them back. So that's the outcome of your jobs to be done. But how do you use it? Like it's very cool and it's very good information, and you can use it in every department of your companies. You can blast it on walls, you can change your marketing approach, your messaging, your position, their sales conversation, what you put on your website. You can do so many things with that. But things will change. Like you have a gold mine you just created for yourself, but in 1 year, 2 years, you'll change. Your customer will change. The political, social climate will change. So you need to stay up to date with what's happening. So here comes NotebookLM from Google. So here I just copy pasted the example I showed you. I'm not gonna put all the conversation I actually have with them just to make sure that everything stays private, but all the information that I input into NotebookLM, I can actually ask questions. So here I just copy pasted that and I ask what makes them buy. So it's gonna answer me exactly what I discovered into what makes them buy. You can even have a little podcast here that you can listen to that will summarize everything that you input in there. You can have timeline and characters and play into this whole conversation. You can have a mind map here of all of the information that are triggered inside those reports. But the true beauty is, don't just input the conversation you had during those interviews and don't just input your report. What is the true magic here is to actually import the sales conversation your sales rep are having, the customer success conversation as well. And you want to make sure that those conversations are tailored into getting out the info that you want from a jobs to be done perspective. So this little database here becomes a updated smart gold mine of information with the exact words from your customers. You don't have to interpret what they are saying. You just have it all there and updated. So here you go. It's a gold mine of information that is smart and updated and from your customer's mouth directly. Have fun.